Can a machine create something new? Can it write a poem, compose a melody, or even design a building? Welcome to the exciting world of artificial intelligence, a realm where machines don't just perform tasks, but they also learn, adapt, and yes, even create. Today we're diving deep into a particular field of AI known as generative AI. Generative AI is an emerging technology that's already transforming our world in ways you might not expect. Imagine a computer program that can create a new recipe based on your preferences, or an AI that can generate a completely unique piece of artwork. Intriguing, isn't it? But it's not just about creating interesting novelties. Generative AI is being used in serious applications too, like designing more efficient buildings or creating new pharmaceutical drugs. It might seem like science fiction, but the reality is, we're already living in a world where AI can do these things. To understand how generative AI works, imagine a child learning to draw. This child starts off with simple sketches, maybe a house or a tree. Over time, as they observe the world around them, their drawings become more complex and detailed. This is, in essence, how generative AI operates. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that learns from existing data, then uses what it has learned to generate new data. It's like our young artist, who learns from observing the world, and then creates new drawings based on what they've learned. But instead of pencils and paper, generative AI uses algorithms and vast amounts of data. Now let's break it down further. Generative AI has two main components: the generator and the discriminator. The generator, like our young artist, creates new data. It starts with random noise and gradually refines it into something meaningful. Its goal is to create data so realistic that it's indistinguishable from the real thing. On the other hand, we have the discriminator. Its job is to distinguish between the real data and the data generated by the generator. It's like a stern art teacher, constantly critiquing the generator's work, helping it to improve. The generator learns from the feedback given by the discriminator, refining its creations until they're good enough to fool the discriminator. This constant back and forth, this learning and improving, is what makes generative AI so powerful. Over time, just like our child artist, generative AI gets better and better at creating realistic, original data. It can generate everything from images and music to text and even video. And the more it learns, the more complex and realistic its creations become. So, in a way, generative AI is like a child learning to draw. But instead of paper and pencils, it uses algorithms and data. So what does the future hold for generative AI? Well, the potential is vast and exciting. In the realm of artistry, generative AI could be our new Picasso, creating masterpieces that stir emotion and provoke thought. It could become the architect of the future, designing buildings and cityscapes that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also practical and sustainable. Then there's the gaming world. Imagine stepping into a video game and finding yourself in an environment so realistic it feels like you've been transported into another world. That's the potential of generative AI. But like any potent tool, it's not without its challenges. There are ethical considerations to bear in mind. How do we ensure it's used for the greater good and not misused for nefarious purposes? These are questions we must grapple with as we delve deeper into this exciting frontier. As we continue to develop and refine generative AI, the possibilities are only limited by our imagination. So let's summarize what we've learned about generative AI. It's a subset of artificial intelligence that uses algorithms to create new data from existing ones. It's like an AI artist, painting with data. Its applications are vast, from creating virtual realities to designing new medicines. However, it's not without challenges. Ethical questions and the need for vast amounts of data are significant hurdles. The world of generative AI is fascinating and full of potential. As we continue to explore its possibilities, who knows what we might create next?